like to visit the beautiful Greek islands and relax on a black sand beach? How would you like to visit an active volcano and eat seafood so fresh it was swimming in the ocean only 20 minutes ago? How would you like to visit the Acropolis and see one of man's greatest architectural achievements? How would you like to see water so blue it brings tears to your eyes? Today's guest will talk about these and other unique experiences which he encountered on a recent trip to Greece. The Humanities Mass Communication Department at Norway Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Lori Lawless, to meet our next new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating camera, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they are planning, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is an avid traveler with a well-broken-in passport. He's seen the world and now he's here to tell us about his last trip. Please welcome today's guest, Chris Olson.
Thank you.
No problem. So Chris, we know you love to travel. Can you tell us a little bit about your most recent trip?
Yeah, a few summers ago I had the opportunity to go to the Greek islands. We flew into Athens, we spent a night there, we visited the Acropolis, the Plaka, which is like a giant marketplace. This is a picture of Santorini here, which is an active volcano. This is the house that we stayed at. Everything's very blue and white. That's like the only colors that you see in Greece. This is a view from the back porch where we stayed. That island in the distance is Antiparos. We stayed on the island Paros. Some more blue and white. I love this shot because it's like Jason and the Argonauts with the little boat there behind the mountain. This is Santorini, which is an active volcano. You have to take a cable car to get to the top. And or a donkey if you can. But those are some of the peaks there. Santorini was amazing. The entire city's on the top, and it's literally just a sheer drop. And they have black sand beaches there from the volcanic ash. There's another photo from the top. Some boats. We took a high-speed ferry from Paros. It took about 3.5 hours. And just everybody there is so nice. There's some of the fresh seafood. That was an octopus that they had caught while we were watching. You would pick up the fish by the tail and the meat would just fall off onto the plate. And this is the Acropolis. It's 5,000 years old. It's made from marble, which actually comes from the island of Paros. And it's actually being fixed up now. But it was amazing. Everything's slippery. There's no sign saying watch yourself. You can definitely tell you're not in America. You're not allowed to touch it, actually. A guy that was near me touched it, and some people came and took him away. And that's a shot of Athens from the top of the Acropolis. I think it looks a lot like LA because there's a lot of like low sprawling buildings. There's not really any tall buildings. And then what you'll see is temples just mixed in with all the houses. Pretty incredible. I would say, Greece is definitely one that you shouldn't miss.
Cool. Well, that's really awesome. I want to travel there one day. Can you tell us why you decided to take the TV production course then?
Yeah, I worked for NBC in Baltimore for like 4 years as a associate producer. So I got to spend a lot of time in the control room, and I got to spend a lot of time in the editing base, but I was never actually allowed to do anything. I was able to watch, and when we would go on interviews and stuff, I got to ask questions and stuff like that, but I never actually got to experience what it was like to control the audio, to be a switcher, to edit. So I figured that the TV production course would be a good way to get into that.
Cool. So what are some of the most useful things you've learned since taking the production course?
Well, we were lucky enough to get a toolbox, and in that toolbox I put close up, close up, close up, and I think you'll see that in some of my projects. You know, the rule of thirds, some great websites that Stoney gave us to show us about composition and framing and all that. And I think that the most important thing I learned was just to relax and, you know, put it all together.
Cool. All right, well, can you tell us a little bit about the learning sequence, Guns and Hoses, the Nature Project, and the Orange Story?
Sure. The learning sequence was something we did real early, and it was basically just getting learning to use the camera. I tried to use a lot of close-ups. Basically, this is just Juan, you know, checking a text message and then going off to meet somebody. You know, Juan's no longer with us in class. He's okay, but I just didn't want to do the class anymore. So there's another close-up. That's an over-the-shoulder shot, and then a reaction shot of him laughing, and then putting it back in. I like to have clean action, so it's an empty frame. The hand goes into the pocket and then comes out. With Guns and Hoses, it was more of a just learning to edit. You know, we were given all the clips and just had to put them together. And editing is my favorite because it's like putting a puzzle together. You know, you have all these pieces and you just have to put them together. But we got to learn about all the different effects, like the strobe effect and titles and stuff like that. It was pretty interesting. It was fun to do. This is the Nature Project. Mine is winter becoming spring in New England. I did a lot of things with shift focuses. I tried to have a lot of, you know, like that's kind of an example of the rule of thirds there. Also some framing. There's a line of grace. This one I actually, I kind of went back and forth with the shift focus. It kind of goes up the tree and then comes back down, and then this is my Orange project. I used some non-professional actors. I threw a bit of Italian neorealism into it. You know, it was fun to do. It was an interesting story that Stoney gave us to work with, and I tried to stick as close to the script that he gave us as possible. Just, you know, changing it to my own story, obviously, but. It was a lot of fun to make. It was a beautiful sunny day out, and all the cars driving by thought we were actually doing something professional.
Yeah, we all got a lot of strange looks. Can you tell us a little bit about the project that you feel was your best?
Yeah, I think that the Nature Project was definitely my best project, just because I took a long time to put it together. I really thought it came out with some great music, some really nice piano music, gave it a nice effect, I think. And I just really like some of the shots. I mean, there's not a lot of action in them. In fact, there's only action in one picture, really. But I just feel like the pictures are really nice. You know, like I would put a picture like that on my wall. You know, and I just think it came out really nice. I was really proud of the end result in that one. And plus, I was done with it before the Orange project, so I was able to go back in and kind of tweak it and make it a little bit better. I thought, here comes my action shot right here. We get a nice Ford Explorer driving by. There you go. And you know, I got to use all the different lines. There's some lines of joy emitting from the center. These kind of morph into there you go, like spring, like they grew all of a sudden, and now it's spring. And it was just a lot of fun to make. That's why I like that one the most.
Cool. So what are you looking forward to creating next?
Well, I think I would like to actually make a travel video. I think my girlfriend and I are planning a trip to Costa Rica in October, and I'm going to bring a video camera with me this time. I didn't have one when we went to Greece, but I'd like to, you know, put together a video and do that on a lot of trips that I go on from now on, and also snowboarding too, because we snowboard a lot in the winter, and I'd like to make some snowboarding videos as well.
Cool. Today we got to meet someone who shared with us the wonders of nature in the Greek islands. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned at NCC to future trips and video projects. He also plans to use the new knowledge from Television One to edit exciting travel videos in the future. We'd like to thank Chris for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you, and good day.
This has been The New Directors, with your host, Lori Lawless, directed by Alice Eponidis. I'm your announcer, Johanna Staden. The New Directors is a Norway Community College student production.